Hi everyone, welcome back to your mat. Go ahead and grab your mat, and we're going to start today lying down. So I'm going to encourage you just to go ahead and draw all the way onto your mat. And we've been off our mat together for a while, so welcome back. Bring your knees up into your chest and give a nice little rock here from side to side. Oh, mercy. Don't mind my little wild dog. Apparently someone is at the front door. So as you bring your knees up into your chest, just take a moment and start noticing whatever's going on within your body today. Maybe your tension and tightness is in your hips or your lower back. Maybe you notice you're holding between the shoulder blades. See if you can kind of smooth that out, massage that out. And then as you're ready, draw your feet to the earth. Walk them out about the distance of your mat. Bring your right hand over your belly and your left hand over your heart. Take your gaze away from the video and soften it, or close your eyes and just notice your breath. Giving yourself the opportunity to simply be. Be present with each breath, each sensation. Noticing how the breath is moving through you. Feel the belly rise, the rib cage open, the heart lift. As you exhale, start with the breath at the top and release all the way down. As you release your hands out and away from you, softly begin to wiggle your fingers. Open and close your hands. Separate your knees and allow them to draw from one side of the room to the other. Not being as worried about a pose or a position as you are a sensation. Just notice whatever's moving through your body in this moment. The next time the knees come to center, walk the feet in, heel to toe. Take the sole of the right foot up towards the sky. Grabbing onto the outer edge, sink the right knee off the side of the body. Take a moment here. Allow that right leg then to cross over the left to come into reclining pigeon as you slide your hands behind the left thigh, bringing the left knee up towards the chest. Soften the neck and shoulders. Soften your jaw. Soften your mouth. Release the left foot back towards the earth. And then drop the knees over to the left, but only until the sole of the right foot comes onto the mat. Release your arms out and away from you. Keep your gaze towards the ceiling or your eyes closed. As you draw the sole of the left foot back to the earth, walk it over to the left side of the mat and then drop both knees to the right. Keep the shoulder blades equally grounding into the earth. Drawing the sole of the left foot back onto the mat, walk the left foot down. Uncross the right leg, plant both feet to the earth, lift the hips high to the sky. Allow the chin to tuck ever so lightly towards the chest. And then roll down with control. Bring the left knee in And then take the sole of the foot up to the sky, grabbing onto the outer edge. As you sink the knee off the side of the body, create space. Allow that left foot to then cross over the right, moving into reclining pigeon on the other side as you bring your hands behind the right thigh. Whether you're in a space today where you'd like movement and add that light rock from side to side, or you stay in the space of just stillness, embrace where you are. Honor the breath. As you release the right foot back to the earth, go ahead and drop the knees over to the right only so far as the sole of the left foot comes down. Allow the arms to release out and away, palms up towards the sky. Gaze soft or eyes closed. Notice the breath and how it moves the body. As you roll the sole of the right foot back onto the mat, walk it over to the right edge of your mat, and then drop the knees to the left. Notice and acknowledge differences from side to side. Walking the sole of the right foot back onto the earth, uncrossing the left leg, planting the feet down, lifting the hips high to the sky. Rolling down, slow and controlled. Drawing both knees up into the chest, and instead of rocking side to side this time, tuck the chin to the chest and begin to rock forward and back, massaging out the lower back. Then coming all the way up into seated. As you come into whatever seated space is best for you, take a moment to plug into the earth. Find that connection as you create lift and length up through center. On the next breath, reach both arms up and overhead. Interlace your fingers. Turn the palms up towards the sky. As you're drawing the shoulders away from your ears, reach over to the left. Keep the right sit bone anchored. As you come back through to center, reach to the right. Keep the left sit bone nice and anchored. As you move back through to center and flip the hands, twisting over to the left, right hand to the left knee. As the left hand walks behind you, gaze over the shoulder. Notice any sensations. As you release, switch to the other side. Left hand to the right knee, right hand next to you. Gaze over the shoulder. As you release yourself through to center, send both arms up and overhead. This time, release the left arm. Walk the left fingertips to that top edge of your mat as the right arm draws up and over. Soften the left shoulder. Soften the left elbow. As you move back through to center and release, draw both arms up. This time, release the right arm down. Walk the right fingertips out as you reach the left arm over to the right. Keep the left sit bone anchored to the earth. Notice the length growing through the side body, and then return through to center. From here, transition over into a tabletop position. Take time to reconnect with your mat if you haven't been on it in a while. Kind of lift the hands, maybe wiggle the fingers, knees beneath the hips, maybe a little bit of a sway, or just playing with the movement, the different sensations that are drawing through. As you find a center space, lift the tailbone, let the belly draw to the earth and the crown of the head to the sky. And then as you exhale, tuck the tailbone under, rounding up through the spine, gaze to the navel. Moving between these two spaces. Following your breath. The next time you find a center space, take your right toes tucked under on your mat. Begin to glide lightly forward and back. Don't collapse into the hips. Notice how that lengthening in the back of the right leg feels. Then take the right leg, sweeping it over to the left. Walk your gaze over your left shoulder towards your right big toe. Bring your gaze back to center, sending your right leg over to the right, planting the sole of the foot down as we prepare for gate pose. Coming up to the fingertips, pressing the earth away, lifting up and overhead, release the right arm, reach over towards the right. Bring your left hand to the earth, stacking your right arm directly on top. Holding here to breathe. Bringing that right hand back to the earth. This time, take your left arm, threading underneath the right, threading the needle towards the right foot. Check in. Are you keeping your hips square or are you dipping into the hips? You can use the right hand in front of your gaze to kind of open up here a little bit more, creating resistance if you'd like. Planting the right hand to the earth, send the left arm back out, drawing that right leg back in. As you take the left leg back behind you this time, begin to gently draw forward and back. Again, notice that awakening in the back of the left leg. Taking that left leg, sweeping it to the right side, and sending your gaze over the right shoulder towards your left big toe. Bringing your gaze back to center, send your left foot out and over to the left. As you come up to fingertips, press the earth away, sweeping up and overhead. Release the left arm as you reach over to the left side of the room. Bring your right hand to the earth as the left arm stacks on top, keeping the left foot anchored or lifting the left foot away from the mat. It's up to you. What's best for you today? What are you looking for in your practice? Release the left foot back down. Release the left arm. As you come around, take the right arm, threading underneath, bringing the right ear to the earth. Using the left hand in front of your gaze if you need that extra resistance, or keeping it soft. Planting the left hand in front of your gaze, send the right arm back out. Draw the left leg back in. Tuck your toes under here and draw your hips onto your heels. From this space, find that lift and length from center, shoulders down and away from the ears. Bring the left arm in front of you and bring the right arm under. Hands to the shoulders, back of the hands or palm of the hands, whatever is best for you. Start to lift the elbows lightly away from heart center. On the next breath, release the arms up. Rain the fingers down. Send yourself forward, untuck your toes, coming into child's pose. Remind yourself that you can come here at any time. We're not in a space of competition or comparison. It's always important to listen to and honor your body. The next time you draw yourself forward, go ahead and tuck your toes back under, draw your hips back onto your heels. This time bringing the right arm in and the left arm under, hands to the shoulders, back of the hands, palm of the hands. Notice while you're here if your pinky toe is kind of poking out to the side, and make sure that's tucked under. As you start to lift your elbows away from heart center, find your breath. Use the sound of your breath to calm the restless mind, allowing you to let go. On the next breath, as you release in, lift up. Rain the fingers down in front of you. Send yourself forward. This time with toes untucked, knees hip distance apart, hovering tabletop. Nice counter stretch for the feet as you engage from center. As you release the knees back down, go ahead and walk them slightly back. Rotate the crease of the elbow forward and with control, travel down onto your mat. From here, on the next inhale, lift the upper body. Press the top of the feet to the earth. Hands are lifting with us. Elbows are pointing to the back of the room. Release back down. Moving with your breath as you lift. And then release. Lifting. And release. Last one here as you lift. And release. Tuck your toes under, press yourself up to your knees, and then into our first downward facing dog. As you send your hips high to the sky, take time to pedal it out. Maybe you haven't done a downward facing dog in a while, and this is feeling like a new sensation, and you need to come out of it. You're always welcome to listen to your body. As you're pressing your heart away, make sure you're not stacked over your wrists. Think of your tailbone reaching high to the sky as you're creating length with your body. As you anchor the left foot to the earth, send the right leg back behind you nice and strong. Press back through the heel. Make sure you're not rolling into the left arm. Find that strength. Taking your right foot, step forward between your hands. Lower your left knee to the earth. Check in with your right foot, making sure that the knee and the ankle are stacked. On the next breath, lift the upper body. Shoulders glide down and away from the ears. As you release the hands down, take the right foot, flexing the foot, toes up to the sky, hip creases to the back of the room. Rolling the sole of the foot back to the earth with the back toes tucked under, lift the knee away from the earth as you spike the heel to the back of the room. Step the left foot just lightly in so that you're able to draw the sole of the foot down. With softness in the front knee, begin to lift up. Lengthen out the front leg. Bring your hands behind you. Fingers interlace. And then begin to bow forward. Pull the hip creases to the back of the room. Knuckles to the back of the room. Crown of the head to the front of the room. Take one more full cycle of breath here. And then as you release the arms, let them come down and then sweep up. As you draw up, soften your knee, lift your back heel away from the earth. Nice high lunge. Take your left heel, turning it down into the earth. Turn your left toes to the left side of the room as you draw into that strong warrior two, reaching from one side of your mat to the other. Keep the right knee pulling to the fourth toe. Take the right palm, turn up, lift up, reaching to the back of the room, holding that strong 90 in the front leg, keeping the back leg long and strong. As you release, turn your right toes to the left side of the room, both hands behind you, fingers interlace, heart lifts, and bow forward. Wide leg forward fold. Crown of the head to the ground, knuckles to the sky. Full breath travels through the body. Then release the hands, moving them beneath the shoulders. Lengthen the back of the legs, lengthen the spine, and back into your forward fold. Turn your right toes back to the top edge of your mat. As you walk yourself around, turn your left toes to the top of your mat. As you plant your right hand down, step your right foot back, long and strong into your plank. Knees or toes will be up to you as you travel down in a long line to the earth, moving into whatever cobra makes your body happy. Shoulders down and away from the ears, elbows pointing to the back of the room. As you draw up to your knees, tuck your toes under, send your hips high to the sky, downward facing dog. Anchor the right heel to the earth as you send the left leg back behind you, nice and strong. Step your left foot forward between your hands. And lower your right knee to the earth. Check in to make sure that the left foot, the knee is lined up here with the ankle. If it didn't make it there, put it there. On the next breath, reach up. Ears between the biceps, shoulders glide down and away from the ears. Breathe into those areas of tension and tightness. As you release the hands to the earth, flex the left foot. Lift the toes up to the sky. Pull the hip creases to the back of the room, but don't collapse back into the right side of the body. Roll the sole of the left foot back down. Lift the right knee away as you spike the right heel to the back of the room. Step the right foot lightly in so that you're able to draw the sole of the foot down to the ground and then start to lift yourself up. Lengthen the front leg. Bring your hands behind you, interlace your fingers, knuckles to the earth, and then begin to bow forward. So front leg here is long and strong. You're lifting the kneecap up, not hyperextending. All toes are facing the top edge of your mat as you're drawing into a variation of pyramid pose. On the next breath, release the arms, soften the left knee, lift the right heel as you draw your shoulders down and away from the ears. Nice high lunge. Turn your right heel into the earth, right toes to the right side of the room as you draw into that strong warrior two. Make sure the left knee is drawing towards the pinky toe side of the foot, not collapsing to the instep, reaching from one side of the room to the other. Take your right palm turning up, left palm turning up, reaching to the back of the room. As you come back to that center space, go ahead and take and lengthen your left leg. Turn your left toes to the right. Bring your hands behind you. Interlace. Lift the heart, moving into your wide leg forward fold. Release your hands down towards your sacrum and then on either side of your ears as you lengthen the back of the legs, lengthen the spine. Think of drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Create length in the neck. And then release. From here, turn your left toes to the top edge of your mat. Begin to walk yourself around as you turn your right toes to the right edge of your mat. Step the left foot back, long and strong, into your plank. Rotating the crease of the elbows forward, traveling down to the earth and into whatever cobra makes your body happy today. Tucking the toes under, sending the hips high to the sky into your downward facing dog. As both knees draw to the earth, moving them out about the distance of your mat, big toes together, draw your hips to your heels, walk your fingertips to the top edge of your mat. Find your space of surrender. Drawing your hands back towards your shoulders, lifting your upper body, lift your hips lightly, tuck your toes under, and then walk your hips back. Nice and wide here. Shoulders drawing down and away from the ears. Think as though you could maybe slide a piece of paper between the back of your thighs and your calf. Fingertips to the earth or hands into heart center, whatever makes your body happy today. Knees are nice and wide. An imaginary string attached to the crown of your head is lifting you up to the sky. As we bring the fingertips back to the earth, we'll walk ourselves back to forward, drawing our knees down, untucking our toes, setting our hips back onto our heels, and then releasing and surrender. As we walk our hands in, lift our hips and draw our legs around, sending the left leg out in front of us, taking the right leg and crossing over. Hugging the right knee with the left arm as we walk the right hand behind us, sending our gaze over the right shoulder. Left foot is active, left toes are drawing up to the sky.
As you come back to center, take that right foot, leg crossing over, stacking knee on top of knee, beginning to walk yourself forward. As you draw yourself back up, go ahead and bring that right foot on the inside of the left leg. Move the left leg over to that bottom edge of your mat. Take the left arm, fingertips, and begin to walk out as the right arm reaches up and over. Keep the right sit bone plugged in and anchored to the earth. Now, the left hand, you have a lot of options. One, you can keep it on the mat. Two, you can bring it on the top of the thigh. Some people like to bring it on the inside, using that to kind of rotate their torso open. So notice what feels good for you, for your body, as you begin to reach over. Don't push, don't be forceful. Just find your space and breathe. Create length and space. As you draw back up, you're going to turn yourself towards that right knee. Coming into a half pigeon as you turn to the top of your left thigh, and then begin to find your surrender. You can stack hand on top of hand. You can use a block here under your forehead, whatever feels good. That left or right foot is lightly flexed. As you begin to draw yourself back up, turn yourself back to center, bring the left leg in, bring the right leg out. Nice little shake here. From here, take the left leg crossing over the right, hug the left knee. As you move the hand behind you, walk your gaze over the shoulder. As you release yourself to center, allow that left leg to cross over the right, stacking knee on top of knee as you begin to walk yourself gently forward. As you're drawing in that full breath, notice areas that are bringing in your awareness and attention. Breathe into those spaces. As you bring yourself back up, take that left leg drawing in, send the right leg over to the right. And then again, walking the right hand out, top of the thigh or inside. Start to reach the left arm up and over. Keep the left sit bone anchored to the earth. On the next breath, draw up, turn yourself over that left knee as you turn the top of the right thigh to the earth, coming into half pigeon on the other side. Moving into that sleeping space, you can stack hand on top of hand if you'd like. If you need to modify along the way, you can always go back to where we began on your back with the legs in the number 4 and that sleeping and that reclining pigeon. As you draw the earth away, turning yourself back through to center, bringing the right leg in, bringing the soles of both feet now together as you lift your heart and begin to draw softly forward. Melt through the heart. As you draw yourself back up to center, bring the knees together, hands behind the back of the thighs. Reach your legs out. Arms may come out, legs may extend, whatever's best for you. Zip up from center wherever you are. Find your strength. As you draw your knees in, feet to the earth, we're going to reach out to the foot of our mat and then roll all the way back down onto our mats.
Drawing both knees up into our chest. Nice little rock from side to side. This time taking the sole of the right foot up and the sole of the left foot if you're ready. If not, you're welcome to modify where we began, 1 foot at a time. Whether you'd like to be in stillness here or you'd like a little bit of movement, that's completely up to you. Find what feels best for you in the moment. That's the great thing about being on your own time, your own space. You honor where you are. Think of reaching your tailbone to the foot of the mat. Think of anchoring your shoulders to the earth. As you release the soles of the feet, bring the legs together, crossing one on top of the other, and then reaching to the outer edge of the feet. Think about hugging the feet in towards you for a moment as you draw your shoulders into the earth. Notice the leg that you have on top because we're going to switch this. So as you release, sweep the legs away and then cross the opposite leg on top. Drawing into center here. Notice differences from side to side. As you uncross, go ahead and bring both feet to the mat. Slide the legs out. Nice little shake here. Take the arms overhead. Big stretch. Release the arms long by your side. Palm of the hands gently turned upwards. Allow the breath to settle through you. Filling you with peace. Carrying away anything that is not good for you. You're welcome to stay here as long as you need to, enjoying the quiet of your space. When you have the desire to return back to a seated space, start with gentle movements in fingers and toes. Work your way into larger and more mindful movements in hands and feet. You'll know when the time is right for you to bring your feet to the earth. You can start to grow your movement softly from there. And when that desire to return to seated moves over you, take time to turn onto your right side first, and then press the earth away.
In whatever manner and time you choose to move mindfully. Not until you're ready. There is no rush. There is no hurry. Take a moment to prepare yourself for whatever awaits. And then you can reach up, bringing your arms in